Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami. Dhammam saranam gacchami. Sangham saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi Buddham saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi Sangham saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi Buddham saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi Sangham saranam gacchami.
I invite you all to settle and go into stillness. And during this time, I want you to consider your experience since the moment you walked through the door and be with that for a few minutes. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature to change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My actions are my only true belongings. I cannot escape the consequences of my actions. My actions are the ground upon which I stand. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature to change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My actions are my only true belongings. I cannot escape the consequences of my actions. My actions are the ground upon which I stand. I am of the nature to grow old. There's no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I'm of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature to change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My actions are my only true belongings. I cannot escape the consequences of my actions. My actions are the ground upon which I stand. Water does not cling to one shape. It flows onward according to conditions. The Dharma is like this. We are like this. This morning, I want to speak plainly, gently, and from the heart. Now, except for Joe, you all witnessed something very different this morning from how we start. And my wish for you in your initial meditation was to really check in with that. What was that like for you? We have never started like this, to my knowledge, in all the years I've been here. There was no one here in the chair. There was no one rushing in at the last minute to get in the chair. It was different. Change. What was that like for you? Were you spinning around going, what is going on? What's going on? Is Soma being like Venerable? It really wasn't intended to be dramatic. I hope it was a little bit because of who I am. But it was intended for you all to pay attention to what that was like, to have it be different, to not have it like it's always been. What do you do with that? What came up? Worry? Questioning? I don't like this. This is not familiar. What was it like for you? And how is that like what we always do when things are different, when things change? What is it like for you? This morning, I want to speak plainly, gently, and from the heart. And I want to do it in a way that I can stay on task. So much of what I'm going to do is be with what I've written. Over these past years, this monastery has been my home, my practice, my teacher, and my family. As many of you know, I've been here at Heartwood with the Venerables as my teacher since 2014. 10 years living here at the monastery, and 8 of those years as Venerable Panyawadi's assistant. It has been my deepest honor to have served her and the Sangha in the many capacities that were required up to the time she took her last breath. Since her transition 2.5 months ago already, together we have all traveled down the road of grief, carrying around different levels of not knowing. Rosita, Kadara, and I have had exquisite moments of talking, sharing, wondering, and wandering. The board has developed into a strong and committed group to carry forward the Dharma through the teachings we received over the years from the Venerables. In fact, just this week, there was a working retreat to plan forward and explore the possibilities of how that can look. Such good energy with faith, hope, and commitment. In these last months, I have done my best to help steady the community through this difficult passage, walking beside our Venerable through illness, decline, and death changed me deeply. Serving her for so many years was both a profound privilege and a profound training in love, impermanence, and letting go. And boy, did she teach me about letting go. Not that way, Soma. This way. You think we're going that way? No, now we're going this way. It was hard because I was trained very well, especially in the schools, to follow a path for the sake of the children and families and the staff. I had to let go of that. I had to change. It wasn't easy. Sometimes we bumped heads because, especially in the beginning, Venerable, we got to do this differently. And we didn't. And sometimes we had to have clean up on aisle 3. And other times we got through it without a whole lot of extra work. In these last months, I've done my best to help steady this community. In my recent contemplations, I've also become acquainted with my habitual tendencies. Not that I didn't know them, but I became differently acquainted with them. I've also become acquainted with my habitual tendencies, my long life habitual tendencies and patterns. And patterns. I've seen it through the lens of a long life held beliefs of expectations. And it's been an incredible journey into where I am today. And I've come to understand there are seasons when the monastery needs a builder, and seasons when the Dharma asks the builder to put down the tools. I've been in deep reflection, discernment, consultation over the last months with my medical team, pursuing spiritual direction, and in response to the realities of health, energy, and the changing season of life. I've had to listen carefully to my own body and conditions. This is not a departure from the Dharma or from care for the community, but a movement toward living in a more sustainable and truthful way. In the months since Venerable's passing, we have all been carrying grief together. We have chanted together, cried together, organized ceremonies together, tried to find our footing in a world that suddenly feels very different. I know many of us are still tender. And it's because of that tenderness that I want to speak honestly today. At 71, how'd that happen? With increasing medical challenges and deep fatigue, after much reflection, prayer, counsel, and listening deeply to my own heart and body, I've decided that it is time for me to step down. To step down from leadership and leave the monastery in the coming months. This was not a quick decision. Or an easy one. I did not come from it from lack of love. Lack of faith, or lack of care for this Sangha. Quite the opposite. Sometimes practice asks us not to cling even to what is beautiful, meaningful, and deeply, deeply loved. The Buddha taught that all conditioned things are impermanent. What arises passes away. What comes together also changes. And because of this, our practice is not to resist change, but meet it with wisdom, compassion, and presence. Sometimes practice asks us to not cling even to what is beautiful, meaningful, and deeply loved. Our practice is to not resist change, but to meet it with wisdom, compassion, and presence. All conditioned things are impermanent. For many years, I believed my path would continue here in a certain way. And that's the thing, in a certain way. We all do this. We believe, I have a vision, and this is how it's going to go. And then suddenly, or not so suddenly, not so much. And if we are really working our practice, the Dharma, we can see this. We can see that that only creates suffering, hardship. It slows us down from making progress, allowing us to move forward in a way that we can find some freedom from this suffering. So the Buddha did teach us that all conditioned phenomena are impermanent. What arises passes away. What comes together also changes. And because of this, our practice is not to change, to resist change, but to meet it with wisdom, compassion, and presence. My health, my energy, and the deep knowing that has been growing quietly within me are showing me that it is time to step into a different season of practice. I'm following life's unfolding. Are you? Are you resisting it? Are you clinging to it? Are you attached to it? I'm not leaving the Dharma. It is my North Star. It is the one thing that has gotten me here so I could stand in front of you. And even with emotion and sadness, with joy and the opportunities, I said this to the board, unimaginable possibilities. Can we go there together? Can we believe and have faith and hope in that? Or are we going to stay stuck in what was? I can't do this. I can't move forward. I said those things. What is this? I said to myself for months because it was brewing. I wasn't paying attention, really. I was noticing, but I wasn't paying attention. And the body has a way of saying, okay, watch this. How about this? And then this. And I'm saying, for crying out loud. But if you don't pay attention, life has a way of offering you more opportunities. I'm not leaving the Dharma. I'm not leaving the robe. I'm not leaving with bitterness or disappointment. I'm simply listening carefully to causes and conditions. And we say that a lot. Oh, causes and conditions. Sometimes flippantly. Oh, causes and conditions. It's an easy way to dismiss and not pay attention to what those causes and conditions are, because they're happening all the time. All the time. The causes and conditions. Buddha Master speaks to that. The Buddha spoke to that. This community was never built upon one person. It was built upon the Buddha, the Dharma, and the sincere hearts of those who practice the Sangha. The greatest offering a teacher can give is not dependence, but trust. And I trust this Sangha. There is grief in endings, that's for sure. I certainly feel it. And you probably will too at some level. But there is also beauty in allowing life to change form. And I'm getting to really know that. allowing life to change form. Because the truth is, it's going to do it anyway. So you can get on board with it, or you can push and resist. I saw a video the other day of a guy trying to walk his dog, and the dog didn't want to go, so it was just laying flat, and he was pulling it and pulling. It was a big dog. It was not easy for him. Don't we do that? No, I'm not ready. I don't want to change. But we are. The Buddha taught that all conditioned things are impermanent, arising, changing, and passing away. We do not suffer because of this change. We suffer because we wish they would not change. So this too, this moment, becomes part of practice. At this time, I plan to continue as abbot and begin to share and support with Basita as the next senior monastic. I plan to support Kadara as she learns and grows as a novice and discerns higher ordination, and to support the Sangha in its unfolding through the end of June. You may ask, where will you go? And that is a very good question, because I don't know. I'm really stepping into not knowing. And it is not easy, and it's exciting, and it is, from a very young child, very fearful, because where I grew up, don't change anything. Leave it just like this. Don't change jobs, don't quit your job, don't go to school, go to school. I mean, it was all sorts of messaging that really was a challenge for me as I grew older. But I don't know. Sorry, Dad, I don't know. Right now, today, which is all we got, my thinking, but that's thinking, not listening, is that I will pack up my things. The great news about being a monk is you don't have furniture. You don't have to pack up a U-Haul full of stuff. I have books. I have to say I have some attachment to those books, not just some. I have a lot of attachment to those books. And send them. Where, I'm not sure yet, but probably my brothers, until I figure out what next. And that's where we are here. What next? That's what was discussed at the retreat. The beauty is, and most of you know, I have an affinity with whiteboards. Let's get the whiteboard out and let's start looking at things. But this is a blank page. This is an open whiteboard. And it may be that some things come up in the next couple of months that I have to take care of some other medical business. But then my wish, my deepest desire, is to get in the car and be that pilgrim that is within me. I think it's genetic, not from my dad's side. Although it could have been that he just never paid attention to it. And go, get some space, get some time to figure it out. I've never had a real break since my professional life as a layperson. And when I retired, I continued to travel and do retreats, and not retreats, but workshops for teachers on mindfulness. And then when I stopped doing that and my dog died, I got in the car and I drove out here. And as I've been saying to people, and then I jumped right in the deep end of the pool. And there I stayed for 10 years, sometimes treading water, sometimes pulling whatever it was, sometimes lifting up Venerable, sometimes letting her be, sometimes lifting up the Sangha, sometimes letting them be. treading water, swimming, treading water, not really getting out of the pool. And so it's time to get out of the pool. And who knows? Those of you that travel, you know what that's like. Who knows what will greet you once you get off that plane? If you even get on the plane, because who knows what's going on with the planes these days. And if you stay stuck till we were supposed to leave at 9:12 this morning, you're going to be stuck and have suffering. So with much care, you decide, okay, we'll see what happens, hopefully. I hope what I'm doing can truly be a model of what the Buddha has asked us to do. To turn inward, to look deeply, become aware and know what is truth for you, so that we can be able to be present for others in a very full, patient, kind, loving way. So I do need time to contemplate and discern the next part of my journey. It's not easy. Many of you I told I don't do transitions well. I've learned over the years to take a deep breath and trust what's true in my heart. I hope this will be a way for you to see yet another way to step into the Bodhisattva path with complete faith and understanding. Not rigid, not attachment, not clinging, but openness to yourself first and then to others. Sometimes we have to just sit and be with what's in front of us. And just like anything else, it's taken me a while. As my monastic sisters know, I've been showing the need to do this in all sorts of ways. But just this next thing, just this next thing, just this next thing, just this next thing. Oh, wait, just this next thing. What is your next thing? What is keeping you? Not necessarily to do what I'm doing in the way that I'm doing it, but to really look deeply and say, what is it? As I've asked you many times, why are you here? What do you need in your life? My greatest wish is the Dharma, because it truly has brought me to where I am today with great appreciation, love, and honor to our teachers. So I'm going to ask us to sit quietly, to be with what I've shared with you this morning, to allow to come up with whatever comes up, and know that it too is impermanent. It's impermanent. Things change. Allow yourself to be with what is presenting itself. And then the next thing, and then the next thing, until they all just wash through. Because that's what they do if we let them. If we let them. Okay. And sit until the bell rings. Deeply contemplate what is arising for you. Where'd you go? What did you do with your thoughts? Don't let February 26th, Venerable's death, be the reason that you walk away. Don't let today be the reason you walk away. Let this be a model for how we do our life. Let this be a model to not excuse old habitual tendencies and patterns. Let this be an opportunity. Unimaginable possibilities. Close with dedication of merit. May any goodness, clarity, patience, love, or understanding that has arisen from our practice together this day be offered freely for the benefit of all beings. May the merit of our gathering support those who are grieving, those who are ill, those who are afraid, and those who feel alone. May our beloved teachers and all departed teachers and ancestors continue onward in peace. May this Sangha remain grounded in wisdom, compassion, harmony, and courage through all changing conditions. May we each learn to meet impermanence not with fear, but with awakened hearts. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings know peace, and may all beings awaken. I bow in gratitude. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.